Today we're going to be talking about the limits of positive thinking. First of all, if you are examining what's going on in the inner dialogue in your head or in your emotions, and you're just playing that observer role, identifying things as positive or negative, I want to congratulate you. Step one is going into that observer mode. There are so many people that go through life and they don't examine that inner dialogue and how it affects the reality that they're creating for themselves. So, bravo if you're starting to do that. But I do want to talk about the limits of it. So in many schools of thought, and the most mainstream these days is the law of attraction, there's the idea, the concept that if you can control your thoughts and control your emotions, you create your reality. There's this idea that if we think positive all the time and we feel happy, and happiness is a choice, yes it is, and if we do all of these things, nothing will ever go wrong or bad in our life. And when things do go wrong or bad, like we get a flat tire, we get into a car accident, etc., then we created it because we weren't in charge of our thoughts. A lot of meditation techniques out there are trying to quiet the mind, trying to control what's going on up here. And what I want to talk to you about is letting all that go. The human part of you is having all of these experiences, which includes all kinds of thoughts, positive, negative, whatever you want to call them, and all thousands of emotions that humans are capable of. We've all had the moments where we felt 3 different emotions in 2 seconds. What I advocate for is letting the human be human, allowing the human to have its human experience, which includes everything, the positive, the negative, the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the ugly, the beautiful, whatever it is. We're here on this planet to fully enjoy it and fully experience it. And we can move beyond that and go much deeper into an inner dialogue that moves beyond the human thoughts and emotions, and that's the soul. For me, the soul is the wise master that lives within us. It's the part of us that does not change. The physical body may die, but the consciousness of the soul lives on. The soul distills wisdom from each and every lifetime that we've ever had on this planet or elsewhere, and all of the information that we received in between lives, in the dream state, in all the different realities that our consciousness exists in. We're such multi-dimensional beings. We live so much more in such an expanded state that we're not even aware of. And that's what the main thing that I teach and I advocate for is just awareness of self. So moving beyond the limits of trying to control our thoughts and emotions and just allowing them to happen. In fact, that's something I want to point out, that the shelf life of human thoughts and emotions is so small when we don't resist them, when we do not try to control them. If it's just a thought moving through and we don't attach onto it or assign a story to it, maybe lasts for a split second. Same with emotion. Anger can flare up, and just like that, it can go away if we don't attach onto it, if we don't go into fear, if we expand our consciousness into what's really going on. I'm a big advocate for opening up a dialogue with the soul, between the human self and the soul self. This is so important because the soul doesn't operate in those dualistic constructs, such as positive and negative, right, wrong, good or bad. It only operates in having an experience. For example, a human could be living in a car and have no money at the time. And the human's going, oh my God, this is horrible. And the soul goes, oh wow, we're having this amazing experience. How cool is it that we get to start over? And how cool is it that we get to create a way out of this situation for ourselves? When we start to have the dialogue between the soul and the human's perspective of life is like this, very, very narrow. The soul's perspective of life is so wide open and so expanded. And when we create the dialogue between the two, amazing things happen.